And as Ash falls to his death, that takes us into...
Who's that Pokemon?
All right, in our Who's That Pokemon for this week, since we've seen all the Pokemon that have been involved in this episode, which because there's not a lot, I just chose a random Pokemon, and we are talking about Machop.
Machop is my nephew's favorite Pokemon, the one that knows everything about Pokemon. And it takes everything in me not to make fun of him because I hate a Machop. So hopefully the Pokemon entries are at least a little bit interesting because I think Machop, Machoke, and Machamp are like some of the worst Pokemon out there.
They're like the Pokemon that would be creepy to come up against if you saw them in the wild.
Yeah, the Machamp isn't terrible because like the double arms or whatever, the 4 arms are kind of cool, but a Machop is like one of the absolute worst Pokemon.
All right, so Machop, or as he is known in Japanese, Wanriki. Some basic information. He's number 66 in the Pokédex. He is a fighting type. He is 2 feet 7 inches tall and weighs 43 pounds. And he is known as the superpower Pokemon. And he evolves into Machoke at level 28. And another reason as a middle school teacher to hate Machoke is he's number 67 in the Pokédex.
Oh, God.
Machop's name origin. Machop's English name is a blend of macho, meaning strong, muscular, or overly masculine, and chop, referring to a striking motion, especially in a martial arts chop. Its Japanese name origin. Machop's Japanese name is Wanriki. It combines Wan, meaning one, and Riki, meaning strength or power. So the name roughly translates to one power or single strength, highlighting Machop as the first stage in a progression of increasing physical strength. What is Machop based off of? First of all, its primary influence is human bodybuilders. Machop's most obvious inspiration is a young or beginner bodybuilder. Its defined muscles despite small size, focus on physical strength over technique, and its simple, compact build. Unlike its evolutions, Machop represents the starting point of physical training, strong but not yet refined or fully developed. It's also based off of martial arts training. Machop also draws from basic martial arts practitioners, fighting stance and posture, emphasis on strikes like chops and punches, and discipline through repetition and training. Its name Machop even reinforces this, referencing a chopping motion, a fundamental move in many martial arts. All right, Machop's biology. Machop is a humanoid bipedal Pokemon with blue-gray skin. It has 3 brown ridges on top of its head, large red eyes, and a relatively flat face. 3 thin rib-like stripes run along each side of its chest. Its feet appear to lack distinct toes. While its hands have 5 fingers, it also has a short, stubby tail. Chop's body is composed of powerful muscles that never tire or cramp. This allows it to lift many times its own body weight, with the strength to hurl up to 100 adults. Spends much...
Wait, hold on. At the same time or in a row?
I don't know. We'll get to the Pokemon. Pokédex entries.
Like, do they ball up a bunch of grown adults into just one, like, human boulder and then toss all 100 at once? Or is it just one after another, just tossing human adults?
When I read these Pokédex entries, in my head, I pictured the giant boulder. So I don't know why, but that's what goes through my head.
Okay, that's what I also pictured. So yeah, keep going. We'll come back to this. Maybe.
It spends much of its time training, constantly working out and practicing various forms of martial arts to improve its abilities. One of its daily routines includes lifting boulders and even graveler, as if they were barbells. As its muscles grow, so does its dedication to training. Once it gains enough confidence, its strength, Machop will challenge Makuhita to battle. It is most commonly found in mountainous areas where it sustains itself on highly nutritious foods that support its intense physical development. In Generation 2, its signature move was Vital Throw.
So Machop is basically like all the gym bros I see on YouTube.
Yep. I don't know. I feel like that would be more Machoke.
Maybe so.
All right. So some Pokédex entries on Machop. Red and Blue says, loves to build its muscles. It trains in all styles of martial arts to become even stronger. Pokemon Yellow says, very powerful in spite of its small size. Its mastery of many types of martial arts makes it very tough. Pokemon Stadium says, its whole body is covered with muscles, so it can raise bulges anywhere. It can throw 100 adults.
What does it mean it can raise bulges anywhere?
I'm guessing it can do like the little peck jump.
Okay. I was like, are we talking about Margot Robbie here, or are we talking about Machop?
Pokemon Gold says, always brimming with power, it passes time by lifting boulders. Doing so makes it even stronger. Pokemon Silver says, it loves to work out and build its muscles. It is never satisfied, even if it trains hard all day long. Pokemon Crystal says, it trains by lifting rocks in the mountains. It can even pick up a Graveler with ease. Well, of course, because we already learned it can hold 100 adults.
Yeah. Surely, what is that? Is that the equation? 100 adults equals 1 Graveler.
I'm pretty sure Graveler only weighs like 200 and something pounds. So,
well,
a Pokemon Ruby says Machop's muscles are special. They never get sore no matter how much they are used in exercise. This Pokemon has sufficient power to hurl 100 adult humans. I like how Pokemon Ruby just specified that they're adult humans,
Yeah.
not other adults.
Not adult Machops, or I guess Machoke, or I guess Machoke
Adult-
is like the teenage version, and then Machamp is the adult version.
Not adult Snorlaxes.
No.
Pokemon Sapphire says Machop exercises by hefting around a Graveler as if it were a barbell. There are some Machop that travel the world in a quest to master all kinds of martial arts. Pokemon Emerald says it continuously undertakes strenuous training to master all forms of martial arts. Its strength lets it easily hoist a sumo wrestler onto its shoulders.
So now it's just 1 sumo wrestler? Is 1 sumo wrestler equal to 100 human adults?
I just love the different measuring they do in these Pokédex entries. We have seen some weird measuring.
Very scientific.
Let's see. Pokemon Fire Rat says its whole body is composed of muscles. Even though it's the size of a human child, it can hurl 100 grown-ups.
That's funny.
Pokemon Diamond says it hefts a Graveler repeatedly to strengthen its entire body. It uses every type of martial arts. Pokemon Pearl says its muscles never cramp however much it trains. It lives in the mountains away from humans. Pokemon Platinum says, though small in stature, it is powerful enough to easily heft and throw a number of Geodude at once.
So now it's Geodude.
Now it's Geodude. So these Pokédex entries, we've had 100 adults, a sumo wrestler, a Graveler, and multiple Geodude.
And adult humans.
Adult humans, yes. Yeah. Pokemon Sun says it loves working out. As it gazes at its muscles, which continue to swell day by day, it becomes more and more dedicated to its training.
So it's just like checking itself out. This is what I picture those dudes like, oh, what's that guy's name? David Goggins. Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
He's like one of like the big inspirational, like big muscle dudes on that you find online. He's just checking himself out, looking at his deltoids.
Pokemon Moon says, with its superhuman strength, it's able to throw 100 people all day at the same time. Its strength comes from lifting Graveler every day. So that's our answer. Throw 100 people all at the same time.
Okay.
So it's just a giant
So it's a
boulder.
giant. Are the people like, how do they stick together? Is he like killing them in the process of like squishing them all together? I don't understand.
He was the inventor of the human centipede.
Ugh.
Pokemon Ultra Sun says, once this Pokemon has gained enough confidence and muscle from training with its friends, it challenges Makuhita to a battle.
What is Makuhita? Is it another Pokemon?
Makuhita, it's a Generation 3 Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So we'll hopefully get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Ultra Moon says, it likes food that's highly nutritious because its instincts drive it to build muscles efficiently.
You got to get that protein, bro. Break down those muscles and build them back up.
And then Legends Arceus says, though as small as a child, it has strength enough to easily throw a well-built adult.
But what about feeble adults? Can it throw like 10 old people at once?
It can throw 100 of them. We've already established this.
Yeah.
Striving to become ever stronger, Machop trains by carrying a Graveler on its shoulders. All right. And then a little bit of trivia on Machop. Before the release of the English versions of Pokemon Red and Blue, Machop was originally known as Karate. This name is a corruption of karate, a fighting style.
Machop is a better name.
Machop is a better name. And that is our Who's That Pokemon segment on Machop.
Who's that Pokemon?